Hi guys, I'm Michelle Renee, aka Giggles, and for today's tier list, we're gonna go through all of the starter Pokemon, including Scarlet and Violet. So, here we go. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge Pokemon nerd. I grew up playing the games. I'm pretty sure I was around 5 or 6 when I started playing my very first game. I figured that I could make a tier list video for like the actual games another time. So Pokemon, I love Pokemon so much. I always tell myself I'm not going to play the new games. They don't make Pokemon good anymore. And then I end up playing the new generation. Mostly like the main series games. So like I don't really play like Pokemon Snap or, well, that's an old game. I never played that one. I wanted to, but I never played it. I don't really play Pokemon Go. I don't play a lot of, like, side games. I haven't even played Legends Arceus, even though people told me that that was a good game. But, so anyways, we're gonna just jump right in and rate all the starter Pokemon, and I'm so excited. Okay, so starting out really strong, we have Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. Out of all the 1,012 Pokemon now, do we have 1,012? I don't know. I only have 42 favorites. Wait, I was somewhere about there. I have like 41 favorite Pokemon. So, yeah. And Bulbasaur is one of them. Next up, we have Charmander. The original 3 are just so nostalgic for me, and I feel like there's a timelessness, not just because they're number 1. I just think that they're all very special. They kind of, like, set the stage for all the other starters. So there's something very special about them, and there's beauty in their simplicity. So Charmander, there was a time when Charizard was one of my favorite Pokemon, not so much the case anymore, but I do like Charmander. I think he's a cute little guy, and I like his lore with, the tail and everything, so I'm going to just put him at A. Squirtle, I also really like. I thought Blastoise was so cool. It's just that I liked Bulbasaur by himself the best. Like, I loved Charizard, and I liked Blastoise, but Bulbasaur didn't have to evolve for me to, like, really fall in love with him. So I'm just going to put Squirtle right beside Charmander and figure that out later. Chikorita, I love Chikorita so much. It was the first starter I ever had because Gold was my first game. And I love Meganium so much. I love the whole line, really. It took me so long to pick one between its whole line, between Chikorita, Bayleef, and Meganium. So I'm going to put Chikorita maybe even a little bit above Bulbasaur just because I love the whole line. It's mostly Meganium, but I do like Chikorita, and it's just the cutest little guy. Cyndaquil I really like too. Johto had such solid starters. Typhlosion is all right, but for me, like, my favorite is Quilava. So I love Quilava. So I'm just going to put him, underneath Chikorita. Oh, yeah, so I should clarify the S tiers where I'm putting, like, my absolute favorite Pokemon or ones that share their line with them. So Meganium's one of my favorite Pokemon. Bulbasaur's one of my favorite Pokemon. And Quilava is one of my favorite Pokemon. Those are in the, the 41 Pokemon. So that's why I'm putting Cyndaquil in the S tier. Totodile's a really cool guy. I remember back when I played Gold, I would always start over and pick, a different starter. So I had a lot of time with all 3 of them and their evolutions. And that was like the first game I ever played. So I just kept going back and playing it for years up until Ruby Sapphire came out. So I did spend quite a lot of time with Totodile, but I just liked Quilava more and I just liked Meganium more. So I'm going to put Totodile maybe. Let's put him. We'll figure this out later, but I'm going to put him right behind Charmander for now, and we'll see how that goes. Trico is okay. I like Grovyle a lot, and then Sceptile kind of goes downhill for me. It's not as impressive, so I'm just going to put it at B. Torchic. Like, yeah, how do you not love Torchic? It's just such a cute little baby, and then it evolves into a big guy who can protect you, who has, like, really great flared pants. I love Blaziken. Blaziken's one of my favorite Pokemon. I'm gonna put him next to Cyndaquil. Actually, you could go next to Cyndaquil, I'm sorry. Okay, so it's not that I don't like them. I am not the biggest fan of Mudkips. And I don't like Marshtomp or Swampert, so I'm gonna put them at like C. But they're not really, it's not really like a bad Pokemon. I'm just not into it. Torterra's okay. Turtwig itself was alright. I'm gonna put it behind. Well, no, I kind of like that it's sort of an Aspidoshalone when it becomes Torterra. So yeah, it can go in front of Mudkip. Chimchar, Infernape, my brother chose Chimchar, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a Chimchar person, and I'm not really an Infernape person, so I'm going to put him kind of behind over here. Piplup, I love Piplup by himself. I have a Piplup, I named him Crouton. I should do another top tier list of all my actual favorites and share my nicknames for all of them. That would be kind of a cute video. Okay, so Snivy, Gen 5 is where Pokemon started really losing me because I just didn't have a lot of Pokemon that were my favorites in there. And like that's my whole thing is I only battle with favorites. The first time I play the game, I'll, catch all the different Pokemon I want. I'll, battle with them and see if they grow on me. But then like once a certain point passes, I only use my favorites ever. And, there's no exceptions. So Gen 5 really started losing it for me. I like Snivy. I don't like Snakes, though. But his final evolution, Serperior, doesn't really offend me that much. Like, I really don't like looking at snakes, even cartoon ones. But that one, it's not as bad. Arbok and Ekans, I don't like looking at them for some reason. I have massive ophidiophobia. But I like that Snivy's got little arms, and that kind of makes him seem more like a dragon to me. Even still, he's not really great. His final evolution does have a really great color scheme, though, so I'll kind of put him right here. Tepig never really cared, and I'm not a big fan of Emboar, so I'm going to put him in D. Sorry, but he is bacon that cooks himself, so maybe he'll be, like, at the top of D. Alright, and then we have Oshawott. I like Oshawott. Oshawott's a pretty cool guy. He's just not my favorite. He is the one that I picked for Gen 5. Oh, shoot. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me back up for a bit. So for Gen 1, the first time I played it, I picked Bulbasaur. Gen 2, I already said it. My first starter was Chikorita. For 3rd Gen, it was obviously Torchic. Whoops. 4th Gen, I did pick Piplup. And 5th Gen, I picked Oshawott. Okay, cool. Just in case it wasn't obvious enough on my exact order of starters. Chespin, I think that Chestnut is actually really, really cool. But I just really couldn't get behind them. So I'm gonna put them here. Yeah. Fennekin was my 6th Gen starter, but I was really disappointed with Delphox. But Fennekin itself is really cute, so I'm going to put him in front of Trico. And then Froakie was alright. I'm not a Greninja person, and I really, really do not like Ash's Greninja. I do think it's a cool Pokemon, but the more humanoid they get, the more creepy it is for me. But he did have a really great design. He's not like the most offensive humanoid Pokemon. So I'm going to put him kind of behind Oshawott. Rowlet, I love Rowlet. I'm kind of on the fence over whether I want to include him as one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Again, I was kind of let down with Decidueye because it's just too humanoid for me. I don't like that it has a weapon with the bow and arrow. I would have liked if it was just like a big grass ghost bird. That would have been really, really amazing. But it's just too human for me. But Rowlet itself is the sweetest little thing. I have 2 little baby birds at home. And his little body just reminds me of them. And I just love birds. I'm a big bird person. I'm going to put him at the top of A because he's kind of on the cusp of whether I want to include him in my favorites or not. Litten was okay. He's kind of the same thing with Tepig for me, so yeah, I'm just going to put him Incineroar, his line there. Poplio was pretty cool. Oh my gosh, I'm like really blanking on the name of its final evolution. It's very cute. I feel like if it came at an earlier generation, I would have liked it more. So I'm going to put Poplio right behind Fennekin. Grookey. I forgot your name for a second. Sorry there, bud. Grookey's okay. I'm not really for his line either. I don't like Rillaboom or Villaboom, however you pronounce it, so I'm going to put him down here. Scorbunny was another disappointment. I am sounding so harsh today. Oh my gosh. I'm not a big Cinderace person. It's too human for me. I don't like that it has like shorts. I don't like Cinderace. Scorbunny itself though is very cute. I'm going to put him in front of there we go, Fennekin. Okay, Sobble, honestly, Sobble to Inteleon, the single most unthrilling, uninspired, the most boring starter ever. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you like this Pokemon. I do not. And I really wish that they had something cool, because whenever I see Inteleon, I'm not threatened by it. I get that he's supposed to be like a sniper or something, but when I look at him, I feel like I could just like, and he'll fall over. So Quaxly's actually the one that I picked for Scarlet and Violet. It was a really tough decision, not because I liked all three of them, but because I really didn't like all three of them. I knew what they were going to evolve into, and I was like, I'm just not feeling these Pokemon. But I picked Quaxly because I thought it would be interesting, and then I kind of regretted it after seeing how cool Meowscarada and Skeledirge were. He's not the worst, but he's not the best. So I'm going to put him behind Chimchar. Sprigatito to Meowscarada, I kind of regret not picking, but they're still not the most amazing starter. So I'm going to put him, let's put him like, let's put him right in front of Froakie. That'll be fine. And last but not least, we have Fuecoco, who's got the cutest TCGs ever. And I do actually regret choosing Quaxly over Fuecoco just by the smallest little centimeter ever. So I'm going to put him actually just above Sprigatito, because I like the symbiotic relationship. We haven't really seen too much of that in Pokemon. And so that's my tier list. I put all of my favorites, or ones that will evolve into one of my favorites, on S tier, because that's what I do. Maybe I'll do one in the future where I just have my 41 or 42 by then favorites, and I have to pick the cream of the crop. But for now, that's what I'm going with all those starters. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!